Hey, Desiree here with Soul Path Astrology and this week's Oracle card readings. This video is for card number one. If this was your selection, this is what you got. But as always, before I reveal it, I do invite you, if you find value in these, to please like it, love it, share it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and share with friends and comment. Gosh, I love your comments. Yeah, it means a lot to me. Okay, without further ado, if this was your card, this is what you got, the Three of Swords. So this one's a challenging one. The other two were a little more upbeat and happy. Card one is, well, it's about betrayal. It's about heartbreak. It's about our heart's expectations of being hurt in the same way that we were in the past. It's like the invitation with this card is about forgiveness, and it's an invitation into our patterns of expecting to be hurt, our patterns of filtering life's events through the lens of what has happened to us in the past instead of being present for what's arriving right in this moment. And in fact, often what's presenting in this moment is a mirror of that pattern because we're still holding it unconsciously. And the universe works in this cool way where it will often reflect for us in our current life, on the screen of our life, old stuff that we haven't finished digesting, old feelings that we haven't finished feeling in our body and that we're still holding. It's not a punishment. Like karma isn't a punishment for bad deeds or a reward for good deeds. It's merely a word that expresses the unfinished business that we've agreed here. We've come here to finish. We made this agreement to finish some things. You can always just not do it, right? But you came here with a purpose, and the purpose to some degree was to finish some of this stuff so that we can clear the space. It's like a decluttering of energetic patterns that keep us collectively, globally stuck in these feelings of betrayal and of needing to be defensive and of having, expecting war, expecting to not be seen, expecting to be attacked. And while there might be so much evidence in the past for having that expectation, it's not like you just made that up. There's reasons why we have this patterning inside us. But with the Three of Swords, there's this invitation to begin forgiveness work so that you can free yourself. Like forgiving isn't about condoning what other people did. It's not about letting them do it again to you. It isn't about pretending, that what happened didn't matter or it was no big deal. And it's not also about trying to logically explain away their behavior, which, that might actually come to pass where you can authentically and sincerely understand their motivations, what was perhaps done to you in a way that you felt was hurtful. And you can see that that person themselves was hurt and they were just themselves playing out their own karmic pattern. You can get there, but that has to come organically and it has to arise from a place of you've already found some deep self recognition, some self forgiveness for all the ways that you have been attracting a sense of not feeling safe and self betrayed, because ultimately where the power lies is in learning to recognize where our boundaries are, where what we are available for, and learning how to articulate that in a clear and concise way. And then, if those around us don't want to play ball with us, doing the self advocacy to remove yourself, right? And to go find an environment where you do feel nurtured and where you do feel safe and loved and attended to. And you'll find that because you're moving into it is an act, a self act of care and attention and love and valuing all the things that you want externally. That you wish people would treat you better, or you wish that your boss was better, you wish your work was whatever. When you can come to your own self advocacy first, when you can begin to treat yourself with that reverence and that devotion and that trust and that belief and that cheer squad that you want to have given to you, give that to yourself first. And you'll find that the actions that you take from there will be in alignment with the pattern of, I love myself. I am worthy. And it's not about doing a bunch of affirmations on the wall. By all means, do that, or on the mirror, like go for it. But this is about when you slow down and you notice in your body where you feel that tension. Like, do you feel swords in your heart? For me, I do. I can tell when I have a thought pattern that's some kind of patterning around expecting to be hurt or expecting to be misunderstood. And it literally feels like a knife, like turning in. It's the feeling of me clenching my heart tight. Oh, nowadays, when I notice that, I'll pause, and I'll put my hands there and I'll step back out of whatever the situation is or the thought that I'm having and be like, oh, I'm asking myself to shut down my love. Like, I must be feeling really threatened right now. How can I step back out of the current situation that is causing me to feel threatened? And not to talk myself out of thinking I don't deserve or I oughtn't be scared or the threat is like, this isn't about gaslighting yourself. It's about, whoa, whew, okay. I'm not feeling seen and heard right now. I'm not feeling safe right now. What do I need so that I can come from and speak from a grounded place where I do feel safe? I might still feel a little bit scared, but I'm going to advocate for myself here. I'm going to speak up, speak my truth, even if my voice shakes. And that's really the energy of this Three of Swords. And the other thing is the heart is much bigger than the swords themselves. So inherent in the card is the hope and the belief and the resonance that the musical note of forgiveness. So start with yourself, recognizing that when we carry resentment and when we carry bitterness, we think it's maybe going to protect ourselves from the bad thing happening to us again. But really, what it does, it's like that old saying that, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. That your bitterness and your resentment aren't protecting you, they're actually poisoning you. And taking the steps needed to find authentic healing is for your well being, it's for your freedom, it's for your healing. It's not as a means of saying what they did was no big deal or it wasn't wrong. It's freeing you from, it's liberating you from resentment, it's liberating you from that twisted poison feeling in your heart. If you want some help with that, I have a lovely friend. Her name is Jerry Tarand. She is amazing, and I will put her link in the description. She does amazing forgiveness work. This is like her bread and butter. It's like her wheelhouse stuff. If you feel like you could use some help with forgiveness, authentic forgiveness, this isn't bypassy stuff. This isn't the spiritual bypass. This is like real forgiveness work. If you're ready for it, she is such a beautiful advocate, and I can't say enough good stuff about her work in that area. If you just want to deep dive in your chart, and we might touch on that stuff, but we can certainly see what's going on for you, and I can hold a container for your own self-exploration. I love doing that. The link to my readings is below in the description as well and in the comments. And in the meantime, give yourself that grace, give yourself that space, give yourself the breath, and give yourself some love. You deserve it. Love you, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.